Now, Tuesday, November the 5th is, of course, apart from being Cup Day, it's US Election Day. They're so far behind us, of course, that it's only just after 1 a.m. on the east coast of the US, so voting will only begin in earnest in 6 hours' time. There's stacks of pre-poll voting already happened, of course, and we should have a result for you tomorrow night. We'll see. Both former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris were campaigning late into the night US time. I think just hours ago for Kamala Harris. I think Donald Trump's still going. And it was a pretty crazy day. Have a listen to the Donald.
This was crazy, Nancy. She's such a bad one. She's already plotting a move to try and impeach him. She's a bad, sick woman. She's crazy as a bedbug. Adam Shifty Schiff, one of the truly unattractive people. I call him Watermelon Head. He's got the largest head and the smallest neck. He's got a neck that's about 4 inches around. He's got a watermelon on top of it. Mike's been through a lot, but he could fight. Let me tell you, that guy could fight. But can you imagine Mike? Oh, he says, put Mike in the ring with Kamala. That would be interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy times, all right. The final Trump rally is still going well beyond midnight in the US. He's also threatened Mexico with tariffs, says it doesn't stop illegal immigrants swarming the US border. And as for Harris, well, she was doing what Kamala does.
Let's get out the vote. 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 Let's win.
That laugh, hey? So apologies, there's more heat than light in all of that, but that's what we're left with. It's been a bizarre campaign after a tumultuous year, even for this volatile decade in US politics. We've had an assassination attempt, we've had 2 presidential debates, each with different Democrat candidates, a president defiantly claiming that he'd stand for re-election, then withdrawing. I told you all along, right from the first year, that Biden couldn't run again, but some believed him. And anyway, we've ended up with Trump versus Harris, and it's been a hell of a show. Harris got a predictable honeymoon, a wave of interest and adulation, but she's been exposed and Trump has surged through the campaign. But really, the lack of accountability, the lack of scrutiny in US politics is what alarms me. We see endless rallies and set-piece speeches and now and then mainly soft interviews with friendly journalists and hosts, but we see very few media conferences. The candidates very seldom have to deal with unpredictable, probing and aggressive questions. Trump has done about a half a dozen press conferences in recent months and, of course, countless interviews. His problem is probably talking too much and wandering too far off script. But still, there's not a lot of hard questions confronting him day to day. In media handling, Harris is the very opposite. She's tightly scripted, well-rehearsed and hopeless when she's ad-libbing. And do you know how many media conferences she's done? This is frightening. Kamala Harris has not done a single media conference, not one proper open press conference for the serving vice president since Biden announced he wouldn't run and she became the presumptive candidate. Not one single media conference. And she could be elected president in the next 24 hours. To me, this is the most worrying aspect of US politics in many ways. The leaders are just so far removed from the daily cut and thrust. They get far too little proper media scrutiny, no daily sparring of the issues of the day. And the worry is that we're heading the same way here. It's a week today since Anthony Albanese held a press conference. He spoke in Newcastle last Tuesday in a train wreck presser where he had no answers on the Qantas upgrade rorts. The Prime Minister has not held a media conference since then, a full week. We'll see when he does the next one. But I don't think he can hold out as long as Kamala did, as much as he'd probably like to.